What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Gio. I am with Full Lock Mob. We are drifting coming out of San Antonio, Texas. Who the fuck texted me? Anyway, we're on our way to Corpus. It's raining outside. We got Alyssa following us on her bike.
She looks cold.
But yeah, on the meantime, on the way to Corpus, we're going to do the topics that I posted on Facebook, what you guys wanted us to talk about. The first topic is the Nissan 400Z prototype.
It's fucking ugly. That shit's uglier than hell. Dude, I mean, I get that they're trying to bring back the older style. It's understandable.
Yeah.
The back end, to me, kind of looks more like it's taken from the 280Z. Maybe crossing somewhat into the 300ZX territory.
Yeah.
And then the front end, I don't know who was up there at Nissan that was like, this is nice. No, they were fucking wrong. This shit is not nice.
My thoughts, the photos were fucking dope. The photos were dope. They were sort of hinted that they were going to do different motors inside that chassis. They were going to offer different motors. It was freaking dope. When I seen the prototype in person, dude, that shit was nasty as fuck. It looks like they took a 280Z, painted over the chrome off of it, off the headlights, the freaking bumper. Then they took 300ZX taillights, cut them in half, and stuck them on the back of the 280Z. The pictures were amazing. The prototype was shit. It was worse than the Toyota Supra drop. Y'all remember that Toyota Supra? The big long one that was like electrical powered? And then we got that bullshit now with the BMW motor? Nah. They're not doing, Nissan ain't gonna do that to us. They shouldn't.
But they will.
But they will.
But
they gonna fuck us.
Yeah.
The only one staying true right now to its body is a fucking Miata, which is sad.
Hey man, everybody there for a while was saying that the Miata was true to its roots. And they're the only ones that are sticking that way. Because realistically, with the 400Z and the motor options that they're talking about offering with it,
yeah.
Let's look at the realistic side of things. They're gonna put another VQ in it, and they might throw a fucking turbo or something on it, a couple of turbos on the side.
Yeah.
My guesses are the final production is going to be the what is it, the Q60 motor?
Yeah.
The 3.0 twin turbo.
Yeah, the baby GTR.
Yeah, and then maybe if they're going to discontinue the actual GTR, they might throw the VR into the 400Z as the Nismo version of the car.
Yeah. Who knows? We'll have to wait on that.
Yeah, so jumping from the 400Z onto why we're heading to Corpus, we are actually going to do a trade deal, involving a Toyota 86 that I own and a 240SX that they own. He had wanted the 86. He's a big lover of the 86 car. And I didn't really want to use the 86 as a drift build. It just wasn't something that really interested me. There's a huge aftermarket support for it, but when it comes down to it, if you want to do it right, you want to make it look nice and everything, your pocket is going to get stretched very bad. And me stretching my pockets right now to get into drifting, not something I want to do. But so he has a 240. He wants the 86. I had the 86. I mean, the 86 posted for about $3,500. And he reached out to me and said he wanted to buy it. He was fine with the price. We met up, and he had a 240SX sitting in his front yard.
A coupe. SR20 swap.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? Give me that coupe and $2,500 on your end, and we'll make a deal. Long story short,
right next to it, a freaking S14 in there, and apparently it was his girlfriend's.
Yeah, it was pretty clean. I mean,
and in front of that car was the 240SX that John did.
Oh yeah. So we're going down there to finish that deal. We already dropped off the 86 down there for him to test drive, and make sure he liked it. He agreed to it, so we're headed down there right now. We got a trailer on the back. We're going to pick up the 240SX and drag it back to the shop.
Yep.
Any comments on your side?
I'm stoked for it. I can't wait. My cousin ended up looking mean watch.
So if you were the one picking up this 240, what power plant would you put in it? Because right now it's a shell. It's basically a body with a clean interior, no motor, no transmission, but he's throwing in 2 KAs with the car. Both KAs are taken apart. It's blocks, heads, everything are separate. So realistically, I could rebuild the KA since I'm going to have it, or we could do something a little bit crazy. Go, 5.0 swap it from a Mustang or LS. Yeah,
2J.
Do the cheapest swap possible. Throw an LS in it. 2J. We got Hellcat motor would even work. Or we got
about Shred's pocket.
Yeah. That's true. We can't do a Hellcat, bro.
Anybody got chop?
Right.
We can find a wrecked one though.
No, that'd still be expensive as fuck.
Yeah. Just because of the fucking badge.
Yeah. But I mean, there's always one swap that's controversial and everybody does it. That's R20. It's a relatively cheap swap. I'm pretty sure we could get everything and throw it in the car for around $6,000.
Yeah.
And get it running. And SRs make pretty good power. I don't know how reliability is on them. It's a Nissan. I'm sorry, Nissan guys, but let's face the facts. Look at the music.
Yeah,
Nissan's not reliable.
I've heard both sides of that SR20. Some say they last forever. Some say they don't last for shit.
Realistically, I think that whole debate comes down to how well you maintain and how well you built it the first time.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it comes in from that. You got those guys that are like, throw a shitty oil filter on it and run this one event. Well, little did you know that rear bearing might have been shredding itself and your oil filter didn't catch shit. So there goes your motor.
Fram.
Yeah, Fram. Not pointing any names.
Who said that?
Oh man, but what would you put in it if you had your choice of swap?
I like to go SR20 just because it's an SR20. Right? It's an iconic motor. They sound decent. I just don't like that. I've seen people build SR20s on YouTube, of course. So I don't know how much of this is real. But I've seen them dump like a good amount of money in them. And they barely scratch 500.
Yeah, that's true. But then again, for something as light as the 240, 500 is really all you would ever need in the drift community.
Yeah. If you don't go FD.
Yeah, if you don't go FD. If you go FD, you're looking...
If you're going like a Pro-Am or something like that.
Up that power, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, power! No.
I'll probably do a Coyote.
You would do a Coyote?
Yeah, it makes stupid power out of Coyote.
It is the only bad thing. I'm glad he said that because the only bad thing with the V8 is now you're fucking with the 50-50 weight distribution.
Yeah.
That car is very well balanced from the factory. It's one of the best cars to drift with, and it's because of that reason.
Basically, I'd say like this: if I had got a 240, the P50Z would go LS swapped, and I'd put the SR in the 240. I'd make the 240 my Pro-Am car, my P50Z full Formula Drift car.
Gotcha. So realistically, at the end of the day for this car, I think for sure I'm trying to stick with a 4-cylinder. I want to keep it a 4-cylinder, keep the weight down, keep it with the characteristics that a 240 is supposed to have.
Rainy weather makes me sleepy. So I'm yawning a lot, but it's because it's fucking amazing outside. It's raining.
It's driving.
I'm like,
Oh man, but so yeah, the 4-cylinder is probably going to be the best option. It just comes down to what 4-cylinder. Do we want an all aluminum 4-cylinder? Do we want something with an iron block that can take boost and handle it really well?
Get it, boy.
Get it, boy. you know, we'll just have to play around with those ideas and see what we can't come up with.
Topic number 3. Or what was that?
No, that was number 3. Number 4 is your dream build with a budget of $30,000. That's an interesting one, because while $30,000 seems like a lot of money,
It's really not.
yeah, when you start gutting a car and you get down to the nitty gritty, it's not a lot of money. 30 grand, you can easily end up putting 15,000 just into the body and wind up with half your budget for motor and power wise.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of money, but what would be your dream build? And you know what? Actually, in this list that you made here, bud,
Yeah.
you didn't specify whether the car itself was included in that $30,000.
What would make it more interesting?
Probably including the car in the 30 grand. So if you had 30 grand in your bank and you were like,
No car.
no car in your driveway, what car would you go buy and build? And by the end of the $30,000, you have to have it running and driving. There is none of this, oh, I'll put 30 grand in it and it'll sit in my driveway for another 3 years until I finish it.
Yeah.
You know, what would you buy and build? 30K. Go.
The 30K, if I could find one for less than like 15 grand, well, I'd say I got like 2 or 3 builds, but I'd say my first one would be a Skyline GTT R33 from California. Probably pick one up for like 15 grand maybe. And I'd probably just go ham on the motor, make it at least like 500 horsepower out of that little RB25. Second would be find the cheapest fucking Fox body that's not rusted. Fox body out there. Probably get a 13B built by Angel Motorsports in California. I think they're in California. Have them build it, do everything they can with like a budget of like 10 grand, and then spend the other 10 grand making the car look good. That way, like, when you expect a muscle car to pull up to a car meet, you expect Ford Mustang, you know, Boss 302 and blah, 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 in like rumbling. But that's gonna be the Bridgeport on the fucking rotary, pulling into the meat. I think that'd be cool. It's different. Yeah. But you?
You know, I've got a soft side for Nissans, and one of my favorite car ever built was the 90s Z32 chassis of the 300ZX. So my dream build would probably be, and very possible for 30 grand, you know, I could pick up a very nice imported 1995 white 300ZX for $15,000.
White?
Yeah, I've already looked around. That's the price that you can find.
You wouldn't get the midnight purple?
No. Well, the midnight purple throws it into another category in the price.
Oh, that's true. It's like the Millennium Jade of GTRs.
Yeah, pretty much. So I would do the white, the pearl white, and for the other $15,000, I would probably put it on a nice set of suspension, something that's going to be comfortable to drive around on, and that's going to last a while. Put it on a decent set of wheels, maybe some Ray Graham lights, and get a decent set of tires for it. And you know, it would be the twin turbo model, so I would do very basic things to turn up the power a little bit from factory, but still maintain the safety of the car.
Reliable.
Yeah, the unreliable reliabilities that it comes with. So you know, maybe just dual intake, maybe upgrade the turbos a little bit, bigger set of injectors, throw it on E85 with a flex fuel tube, and that's it.
Sounds like a mild, but yet
Yeah, I mean, it would be
tasty build.
It would be a very clean, hopefully look more or less original, and it would just be the weekend cruiser that you drive around. So that would be number one for me. And realistically, I only have 2 of these builds. It's a very clean build, or it's a very stupid all-out build for 30 grand, like grassroots. I would build. If any of y'all have seen, I'm going to reference to another YouTube channel here, a Corvette that called Leroy, that Cletus McFarland built. I would do something along the lines of that, being a cart vehicle, but I wouldn't build it out of a Corvette. It would be out of a Miata, and I would do an all-wheel drive. Probably like an STI motor with the all-wheel drive system.
Bend the shit out of that unibody.
Oh yeah. But yeah, that would have to be what I go for. Just find a really fucked up STI, cut it all down, cart frame it, make it a cart, and send that thing with fat turbo on it.
All right, let's throw a curve in there. What do you think, Roger, for 30 grand?
I ain't lie, I see a truck.
You might have to get up here, speak a little louder.
Yeah.
So I seen a truck actually drift at the track,
Okay.
and it was pretty much fully gutted. The bed was off, and it had just wood on the bed. I think I would do that.
Was it a Ford Ranger?
No, it was a little S10.
Oh shit. Oh shit. So for 30, so for 30 grand, you would basically build a drift truck.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I stuck with trucks all the time.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can find an S10.
S10 anywhere.
Yeah,
Oh,
for like
yeah.
3 grand.
I pretty much already have one.
So if you had an S10, you know, like you're saying, all right, you want to build a drift truck.
Yeah.
What motor transmission combination would you go with?
I'd still keep LS in it for the power and the torque for how much the S10 weighs, of course.
Yeah. I mean that's a
Unless it's capable to LS.
good power plant.
Yeah.
You know, for a drift
And
truck
then
right there.
Probably for the trans, that's a tough one. I'd probably do the 350 turbo.
Okay. Is that a manual or an automatic trans?
It depends. You can convert it.
Okay.
TR6060 now.
Might as well. Might as
You
well.
got 30 grand. All out.
Hell yeah, ball out. 30 grand is 30 grand, bro.
And
I mean, shit.
You might do a turbo.
Realistically, okay.
10 grand, you could buy a
I was gonna
TR6060. TR6060 and go get that fucking LS built, dude.
For
10
real.
grand.
I was about to say the same
You
thing.
can find the S10 for like stupid cheap, like maybe
Slap
Yeah.
on like maybe a
$1,500.
single mid-size turbo.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. So you heard it here. Roger here would take that 30 grand and do a $10,000 bill, and then pocket the other 20 grand.
You know what?
Honestly, he might have the best plan out of all of
And then
us.
if it breaks, then I can still have that extra 20 grand and then whatever I
You
need.
pull like 3 of them bitches.
I was oh man, good stuff.
But the funny thing is, the truck's really hard to drift because of the ass end. It's so
70-30
light.
weight.
Yeah, it is hard to drift. All you got to do is get the weight ratio
Yeah.
right. So
Yeah.
realistically,
You'd have to put back.
I mean, not
We're
even
close.
not even bags. You don't want to move. You don't want something in the rear that's going to be able to shift weight.
That's what I'm saying.
You know.
Like, you can build a box that sits in the back
Yeah.
and just sand that.
Fill it. Yeah, you could do that. Maybe add an auxiliary tank back there, relocate some stuff back there, battery and
Well,
whatnot.
then, like I said, I'm pretty much already gonna gut the bed of the truck and just make it flatbed too.
Shit,
So
yeah.
then, there you go. You can put whatever you need to
Yeah.
get to the back.
Be a pretty nice build. Maybe we'll convince Roger to build one of those for real.
I might.
Doesn't sound bad. dude.
After
Doesn't sound bad at
my
all.
drag truck. After my
Say,
drag
like, fuck it, I say turn the drag truck into the drift truck. Yeah, right.
Right?
What is drift and drag? What is that like?
You're going to the fucking
letter?
same place.
Right.
Motor plates.
But yeah, so now that we're through that, brings us to our final topic of the talking part of this video. That comes down to favorite supercar or hypercar. You know, right there, we're borderline with each other. What's your all-time favorite? It could go back from you being small to the dream car of your childhood, or something that you want right now.
Damn. There had to be a tie between I'm gonna say it wrong because I'm gonna try to say it in their language. What's called a Citroen
Okay.
GT, which is like Citroen, I think it's called in English. Has that like that Jaguar lion thing looking?
Okay. I have no fucking clue what that is. But then again, I've never been a huge super hypercar person.
Yeah.
I guess it was just one of those things that I never looked at them
I did.
because I knew I wouldn't be able to afford it.
Yeah.
I never really got into it.
I did because that's like my dad would always buy me like this picture frame from like the flea market,
yeah.
and it had like the holographic like Diablo or whatever, and like it would shift, and there'd be like a naked girl on it with the doors up.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So,
Shit, you gotta pin that as that, bro.
Right. Or the CLK GTR Mercedes.
That is a worthy listing right there.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. What about you, Roger?
So I was watching Facebook and it made me fall in love. I do the Lamborghini curve.
Huracan. Okay. Something very simple. Very simple car.
But I would twin turbo.
Would you get the like Super Performante?
What?
Would you at least get like the Performante, which is like the top daddy one?
Oh yeah.
You would have to.
Alright.
I mean,
Top of the notch. But
fuck yeah.
and then I do the wicked good of it. I wouldn't care.
Well, the Performante comes with it. Everything they could have put carbon fiber, they put carbon fiber on. Could have put carbon fiber, they put carbon fiber on.
There you go. But twin turbo.
Nice.
Has to go
What?
The fucking the Lamborghini fuck, what's it called?
Which one?
Sesto Elemento?
Oh, yeah.
That's fully gutted too?
Yep. Those things are fucking crazy.
Yeah. Like the one from Need for Speed, the movie, that he races against at the very end?
Yes.
Yeah, that one's fully gutted.
Beautiful fucking car too.
Yeah.
So I probably gotta say that mine is no longer a supercar of its day, or of the current time. Mine's a supercar of a past time. Anything nowadays could probably walk the shit out of it, but I gotta go with the Lamborghini Diablo. And there's only one reason for that. You know, like I said, I've never been a supercar person. But if I ever get the chance to buy a Diablo, that's the one I'm buying because of the 300CX headlight story of how that all happened.
And that'd be cool to have both.
Hell yeah, it would. That would be fucking dope. My 300CX and a fucking Lamborghini Diablo sitting right next to it.
Yeah.
But
Color?
what's up?
Color?
Blue. It have to be painted like the sky blue.
I mean, that doesn't sound bad.
If
Like the Countach blue?
No, like, well, close to that, but the grabber blue. The newer Ford Mustangs like that. I've always loved that.
Not bad at all.
Yep. Well, hell, guys, that was wrapping up the talking portion of this. Next time we see y'all, we will be down in Corpus showing y'all the cars. We're running through some rain right now. Hopefully, by the time we get down there, everything clears out. The GPS and radars show that everything's good down there. So, hang with us. We'll see you later.
Yep. All right, guys, we got to Corpus. We were having so much fun talking to John. There's John too. Yeah. So we loaded everything up, got all the extra parts, 5-speed transmission, block, front bumper, all the piping, all the internal stuff we need. But yeah, this is 240. This is the 240 John bought technically for $100. What year is it?
With a clean title, it's a 93.
93 clean title. All original. I wish I could open the door, but the fucking ramps are in the way. But you can't see shit. But it's perfect. This is gonna be our his second drift build. Still thinking about what motor's going in here. So, what motor are you agreeing that's going in here? For now, tell them your big plans.
For now, we're twin turbo KA. We're hoping that the exhaust, it puts out enough exhaust to spool 2 small stock Z32 turbos.
That's gonna be crazy. But yeah, that's definitely in the works. We're gonna get home. It's late.
All right, guys. We are on the way back home right now. We got the car sitting on the trailer behind us. But for those of you who haven't been to Corpus at nighttime, we thought we'd just give you a little shot, a little preview of what it looks like out here.
we just got to the shop. So here's the car in its finest glory. Got a nice project coming up. But yeah, we just got back. It's 2 in the morning.
A lot of work coming up, a lot of progress. We got to get to it.
But yeah, catch y'all later. Until the next one. Peace.